Guys, so here we are the next day. We're still working on getting the transmission out. Battery in the camera went dead last night. My battery was going dead. Debbie showed up today. We're going to get this thing out. We think we figured out why the engine doesn't spin. We're not sure it's internal to the engine. We think the clutch is bottomed out. It's got a triple disc clutch that was just put in it brand new, and it's supposed to have a spacer between the bell housing and the adapter on the engine, and there's no spacer in there, so we're thinking that there's major clearance issues going on. Alright, so it's critical to crawl up in the cab and take the shifter off of MV4500 to get it out, and that's something we always forget to do until it's on the hoist way up in the air, so that's what I'm going to do right now. Goes. And that is a nice clutch. Too bad it's too big for the location it was in. Triple disc clutch, brand new, 3/6 of 17.
I wonder what went through. I bet it was one of the fingers, the weights right here.
It was bolted in a bell housing that it needed a 1/2-inch spacer in order for the clearances to be right, so it was technically smashed in there, and we're thinking that's why nothing would turn. But time will tell. Coming down. See if this sumbitch will make some noise now. Man, that's awesome. It's actually cranking. All right, let's get some fuel to it now. All right, I feel you guys need to see this program we got going on here for the exhaust. This is to try to keep it from smoking the shop up. If that's not redneck ingenuity, I don't know what is. Should do the trick, or at least help.
Alright, we'll flick that pump on. I mean, it bogged down like it was.
Sounds like it's got fuel, yeah, like it's pumping.
I'm not getting anything yet. Made a couple bubbles.
I wonder. Oh, the ball valve on the tank's not turned on.
That'll do it.
Probably ought to do that, huh?
Let me tighten that again.
Was that electric pump? I sure wouldn't think so.
No, it should just return right back to the.
All right, here we go again. There she's going.
Now I gotta turn.
Yeah, buddy. Sounds like we got fuel now. How about the fuel shut off?
You're pulling right now out of the sleeve, but you should do something. Push it.
It's all the way in.
Okay, well that's up.
That's up?
Yeah.
Okay, so it should do something. Oh man, that was gonna be too easy. Come on, baby. Oh my, listen to that. We're showing 3,800 RPMs, and that is not correct. I don't think the tack is working. showing any oil pressure on this gauge. Probably don't want to run it for too long without that gauge moving. Now I got my fuel pressure gauge is working here. All right, we got an oil pressure gauge hooked up now just for temporary. You just want to be able to keep an eye on it. Don't want to run an engine too long without oil pressure. So as you saw, we got our barn find pulling truck here in the shop. We got it running 2 nights ago. We had to end up pulling the transmission out of it because the bell housing was actually rammed into the new triple disc clutch they installed, and I'll show you what happened there. So when you put a triple disc clutch certain brands in, this input shaft right here is generally a 1/2 inch longer. There's some triple disc clutch that use a Stainer Lake input shaft, but this clutch actually needed a longer input shaft and it needed a 1/2 inch thick spacer on this bell housing right here. And the fellow that bought it didn't know that, so he put the triple disc clutch in stock location with the stock bell housing with no spacer on it. And essentially what it did is it pushed the clutch into the bell so hard it popped the hole right there in this thing. So it had the clutch rammed into that aluminum bell housing, which it really didn't hurt much. It just locked everything up. It was bound tight, made it seem like the engine was stuck. So the good news was the engine seems like it's very healthy. And as you can see, we got the weight box off now, and I'm starting to pull things apart on it. For a truck setting for 5 years and a couple evenings worth of work and whatnot, we got it running. Sounds good. I think we're going to end up parting it out now. Although it makes 1,000 horsepower, it's kind of dated. You know, turbocharger technology has come a long way in 5 years in the diesel industry. So that stainless 5-blade turbo was awesome and still is a very dependable turbo. It's just every year, every manufacturer comes out with a new turbo that makes more power. And I think the top dogs are up to around 1,500 horsepower in the class that this thing was running, the 3-inch class now. So essentially you're taking half of the horsepower this makes and stacking on top of it again to be competitive. But it was fun to try to get this thing to run and see what it had going on. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe to our channel. We're going to try to keep putting content out every week. We got a lot of different things going on. We got pulling trucks, we got big show trucks, our race truck, Merica. We're going to try to do some racing here in the next month or so. We'll be getting that back out. We just like enjoying dabbling with it in our spare time, and hopefully you guys are entertained. So share, like, and subscribe. Thank you.